Sixers have actually dropped their last 9 visits to the Air Canada Center, and prior to this season and in the start of this season, Ben Simmons has been in that Rookie of the Year conversation. We've heard those LeBron James comparisons, but you see his game a bit differently, Brendan.
Well, he's not the same athlete that LeBron is. I see him more as Lamar Odom, where he has the height and the length, and he's so good and he's dynamic going downhill. But LeBron James is a different type of athlete. Ben with the passing, and he came into the league kind of similar to Lamar. When Lamar came into this league, he was trying to figure it out offensively as well, the same way Ben Simmons is right now. But the physical tools and the gifts are there, the adept ball handling, the great court vision, and when he gets out in transition, there's not too many guys that can handle the ball as good as he does, especially at his size. So I see more Lamar than LeBron James, just because LeBron James is just that next type of first-class athlete that we don't see very often.
Sometimes we try to make players something that they're just not. We try to create a guy and start adding things to his game. This guy's a good basketball player. That's what he is. First rookie in the history of the Philadelphia franchise to start out the season with back-to-back double-doubles, which is pretty impressive. But he has a lot to add to his game. He's going to get bigger. He's going to get stronger. I'm sure he's really thankful right now that he's finally on an NBA court playing on a full-time basis after what he went through last year. But he has to get a perimeter game if he's going to be respected by opponents as he moves forward. And then the coach is going to have to figure out, how am I going to make all these young pieces gel together? That's still in front of Brett Brown.
One of the things we talked about, Coach, covering his summer league games last summer, was just how well he saw the floor. But sometimes the aggressive nature of his play can lead to errant passing.
Well, he tries to sometimes be too creative. And, you know, when you're unselfish and want to get other people involved in the game, you see something, but your teammate may not realize that that's what you're thinking about. Therefore, they're not ready for that pass. And how many times have we heard with the great guards like the Magic Johnsons, where teammates have said they've gotten hit in the head, hit in the face in practices, never expecting the pass to come. He's one of these guys that will eventually figure out when he can give it and which guys he can give it to versus other guys who need a little more awareness out there.
Kind of like what you're talking about. I played with Jason Kidd, and I didn't play with Jason Kidd in his prime, but Jason was always one play ahead of everybody else on the team. There were times that there'd be a turnover, and he'd be looking at me like, you know, you should have been right there. And that's the same thing that Ben Simmons is going to go through, too, because he has the same type of great court vision. He'll sometimes have some uncharacteristic turnovers, or some turnovers you'll say, well, why'd he throw the ball there? Because he was anticipating certain things. Like sometimes you see guys anticipating guys sliding to the corner, and those guys don't get there, or a guy cut into the basket, and he ends up popping. When you have guys like Ben Simmons, Jason Kidd, John Stockton, those type of special court vision type of basketball players, they see the floor better than their teammates, and sometimes it leads to unforced errors.
Also met with a lot of hype, Markelle Fultz, the top overall pick. But have the expectations changed at all now that he's playing off the ball, now that his shot has shifted a bit?
Well, his shot needed to shift a bit after those early performances, okay, coming off of exhibition season as well. But this is a gifted young man. He's a gifted athlete. But let's not try and, just because he is the #1 pick, he's got enough pressure on him right there. He has ways to go. He's got to understand the NBA game, and little by little, we expect to see him grow.
I think it's going to be a tough transition. Fultz has had the ball in his hands his whole life. And now you're saying, hey, we need you to play off the ball, spot up, get yours when you can. But he's third in the pecking order now behind Ben Simmons and Embiid. And that takes an adjustment as far as his game, and it takes an adjustment mentally. And then he hasn't been healthy. He had a shoulder injury. That's why he was shooting a little funky at the beginning of the year. So these are all the things that are going on right now with Markelle Fultz. But he's the type of talent that in the end, I'm sure it'll prevail.